Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to B Sports Picks. So we're on a six-day winning streak. Yesterday, if you would have watched my video, the live video, I did four picks. I'm going to show you the receipts. All of them were winners. So we did a 4-0 sweep on the board yesterday for the free picks. We did cross 5,000 subscribers, so I wanted to appreciate every single one of you that has done that. Please make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Also share this video with other people. I'm going to hook you guys up with three different plays in this video for baseball. The slate is very small, and there's a lot of contradictions. I'm going to show you exactly why I'm staying away from a lot of this stuff, but I'm also going to give you guys three different plays in today's slate. All right, let's get right into it. So we go right here, 4-0 sweep on the free picks yesterday. If you don't believe me, go check out the live video that I did yesterday, and I talked about every single one of those picks, and all of them hit. So 4-0 sweep on the free picks yesterday. In the VIP, we're on a 6-game winning streak, 6 in 1 day yesterday. And then the overall picture, just for the last 6 days, this is how many units we've come up. A lot of these days, I actually gave away a lot of these picks. So if you're missing out on this free picks, make sure you go to the link in the description and click on free picks. I know for sure a lot of these days right here, I gave away a lot of these right here. So again, make sure to go to the link in the description and click on free picks. You would get alerted on your email and your phone whenever I post a pick. Let me show you the receipts of that. This was yesterday, 4 units. I talked about the Rays. I explained how the Oakland A's are literally the worst team right now, and the Rays are actually number 1. So it was literally the best team versus the worst team. I gave this very specific play right here with the Phillies and the Cardinals on the under. I explained every detail about this game. Luckily, they came through. They ended up hitting 8 runs, which was super close, which I did say was a big risk because of the bullpen. I explained all the risks. I told you guys that, the bullpen might shatter at the end, and sure enough, they almost did. But luckily for us, they did not. That was not enough for them to break that over 8.5. So we won. I also mentioned very quickly that I was taking the Yankees. I did not explain this game, but I did mention it. And then the Guardians, I don't think I mentioned. And then the other one I talked about was the Blue Jays and the Red Sox. So overall, 4-0 day on the free picks that I talked about yesterday. And I'm sorry, I just noticed that this is actually incorrect. It was an 8-in-1 day, not a 6-in-1 day, because of some stolen bases, under stolen bases, which I normally talk about, but I didn't yesterday. Either way, this was 8-in-1 day overall. And the reason it doesn't show up over here is because it's on Bet365, and Bet365 does not sync to this bet tracker. So anyways, that is what it is. That's the reason I forgot to mention it in the beginning. All right, guys, so getting into it today, like I said, I don't like the slate. It's a very shitty slate. Overall, nothing is making sense. There's too many contradictions. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not just going to wave it off and say, hey, believe me, it's just a shitty slate. It's not like that. I'm going to give you guys the edge. Right here, you got Tolley from Boston over Scherzer, and this is a big gap for the pitching staff. DeGrom also very decent versus the Angels, and the Angels are one of the worst teams, and he's going against Urena. And then you got Ashcraft over here also. All of these are slight edge. This is a big edge, 14.4. This is a slight edge, and this is a slight edge. And this is based on walk versus strikeout rate differential. So again, the teams that have the edge in pitching today is Boston, Texas, and Pittsburgh. Now for the first free pick, guys, I'm going to talk about this very slightly. I'm not going to get into crazy details. There is a slight risk right here. So what this is this is the defense, okay? So the defense right here is the pitching is Mezek and Montero. And you can see their FIP number is 3.20 and 3.88. So this is actually very good FIP number, also a very good ERA number. And you can see all these stats over here. I'm not going to get into the details, but basically what this means is that in the career, in the park, in the season, and in the last 10, all those numbers are looking good as far as the no-run first inning. Now, for the no-run first inning, the reason that this is important, this is the top 3 batters on the slate for against that game, okay? So you got Stephen Kwan over here, at-bats 5 times, Delanter, 3 at-bats, 0 hits, and then you got Ramirez, 3 at-bats, 0 hits. So even though these guys are ranked number 9th to get runs in the first inning, and in the last 3 games, they've gotten a run in the first inning, they're hitting 73% hit rate. So this is literally the risk right here, that these guys are actually decent at getting runs in the first inning. However, because they've come to bat plenty of times, there's not a lot, but plenty of times, and they got at-bats 0. So 0 hits in all the at-bats. And what this means is that these batters from the Cleveland Guardians are not getting hits off of Montero. So that is a risk because of the numbers below it, but because of the top 3 batters not getting hits, that's why I feel a little more confident on this play. And like I mentioned, these stats over here are very good as well. Now, the other risk is that Detroit actually is pretty decent over here with the at-bats versus the pitcher. You can see the 333 there, 250, all that stuff is pretty high. However, the overall defense, or I'm sorry, the overall offense for Detroit is ranked 28th, which is one of the worst. Also, in the last 3 games, they've gotten at least 1 run and then 66% hit rate. So this is a little bit not so straightforward, but I still like to play overall. It is a risk because of the stuff that I talked about, like the rank right here, the last 3 games here, the last 3 games here, and also the batting average for the Tigers. But I still like this play overall. I'm going to take this, especially because Detroit is actually facing this strong pitcher here. So for the first play I'm giving you guys is going to be the Cleveland Guardians and the Tigers, no run first inning. Now the free pick add-on, the last 1 or 2 days I have not thrown something in there because there's nothing that shows up. But what this means is that I don't make an extra video for the day. I actually just throw out another free pick. If it makes sense where I get a text message where there's stuff aligned with the stuff that I did in the morning, which I don't think that's going to be the case today. But what I do is I do a 3-leg parlay or a 2-leg parlay, and they've been hitting a lot of these numbers. So the reason that you saw these numbers over here, the almost 10 units, the almost 8 units, and then the 3 units over here is because of these 2 to 3 leg parlays that I'm throwing as a free pick add-on. The only way you're going to get these free picks is if you actually sign up on the first link in the description, click on free picks. It doesn't cost you anything, but then that'll alert you whenever I throw out these picks. If I can't make a video for whatever reason, you'll still get the free pick. All right, guys, so this is going to look like gibberish to you, but I understand that, but I'm going to go through it very, very quickly. What this means is that this is the breakdown of the matchup for today over here. And then you got the pinnacle numbers here, and then you got the no vig numbers here, and then you got all the starting pitchers here, and then the edge for the pitching, that's where I got that other graph from, and then the model versus the vig, the trend, and then the market signals. Now, all of this, what I normally just pay attention to is this last part here. And you can see Cleveland has a standard lean. Pittsburgh has a standard lean. Skip this game. Cincinnati has a slight lean. What is this? Reverse line move on Toronto. And then also says to look at the over on Toronto. The Cubs have a very slight lean. Skip this game. Skip this game. Look on the under on this game. And then the Dodgers have a slight lean on this game. So again, you can read all this stuff if you want, take a screenshot. But because of this, normally it does say, like for example, right here, it does say strong on the over for Toronto, which I'm skipping. But I actually could take a look at it later today if you want. But I'm going to skip this for today. The one I do like very slightly, again, it's a very slight lean, is the Texas Rangers with DeGrom and the Angels, which I just talked about earlier with the mismatch. Even though it's a mismatch, DeGrom and Urena have very good numbers. So I am actually going to look on the under on this game, and I'm going to give you guys that play, which I'm going to talk about right now. Now, if you don't have time to do all this research like I do, I don't actually have a lot of time either. So that's why I built all these systems and automations and stuff like that. I literally have over 120 automations that go out every morning. And from those automations, they create the sharp edge. If you've never seen the sharp edge, I'll actually go through it very, very quickly. But what I'm trying to show here is the 4 hours of research in 15 minutes. So I'm going to show you the verdict, what that looks like. And right now I'm offering 30%, 34% off, or actually 35% off. And there's like 19 slots left. After that, it's going to go up to the regular price. Right now you get 34 if you sign up before the other 19 people. So the link is in the pinned comments for that. So now, once this synthesis is done, basically all that information I just showed you, it's literally giving me the best ones and the worst ones. It doesn't give me all that crap, so I don't even have to look at all that stuff unless I wanted to. But from there, after I break it down even further, it does tell me the environment, okay? So right here you can see Boston and Toronto, it does say no play, even though the other one did say strong, which is over here. However, two of the three things that we look at is not matching. Then we look on the under here for Texas and Los Angeles, and it says yes, everything is aligned on the under. Okay, this one it does say skip. It does say to fade New York, but I don't trust Seattle at all. Then we got the Chicago White Sox on the over friendly, and it says skip. And then over here it says the Dodgers playable, Dodgers lean. Okay, so the reason I'm showing you all that stuff is just so you know that I do my research. I'm not just throwing it out here and say, hey, these teams suck. Hey, it's a shitty slate. I'm telling you for a reason. This slate literally sucks. Okay. So I did find that one play, which is going to be the Texas and the Angels on the under, and I'm going to explain that play. And then I'm going to give you guys two batter props because everything else on the board just does not make any sense, and I don't force anything. All right, so very quickly on the best and worst teams, I show this every single day. You got the Rays, Braves, Cubs, Tigers, Padres. All of these teams have been doing very decent in the last 14 days. So now compare that to the worst teams. Athletics has literally been the worst team. If you look at my videos the last like 2 weeks, you'll see that I talk about this literally every day. We faded them the last 2 days and they've been hitting. So again, the worst teams right now is Athletics, the Royals, the Pirates, the Mariners, and the Guardians. Like I said, the Mariners did come up as a lean against the Yankees, but I don't trust the Mariners, especially being fourth worst team right now in the last 14 days. Now, the reason this is all very important, if you go to the third link in the description, you get this for free, this page right here. Then you just bookmark it and then you refresh it every single day. This will give you the breakdown of the best teams versus the worst teams. So right now, the Tigers is number 4. So in today's case, we got the Tigers at a number 4 and is going against the Guardians at a number 26. That's a mismatch number of 22 ranking points. Then we got the Marlins over here, number 10, and the Pirates, number 29. So that's a mismatch of 19 ranking points. So I'm not saying take these teams, but you definitely want to take a look at these two teams that are going against the shitty teams. Now, next thing I look at is the line movement. I want to make sure, see what the hell is going on. So, for example, the Guardians, it is going in their favor very slightly, but you can see it's coming back up. And I showed you the Guardians are one of the worst teams right now. I'm not going to go through all of this, but basically this gives you the breakdown of where the line is going. So the other thing, like I said, the Mariners was going, showing a slight lean, but the line is actually going in the Yankees' favor. So those kind of contradictions is what I'm talking about for today, the reason I'm skipping all this stuff. Now, this wasn't here this morning when I checked it, but now it is. The Cubs are showing up as a line movement. They are showing a slight lean, but I'm not touching that game either. I already went through the entire board. This is the sharp edge that I'm talking about. And then I'm going to show you the verdict, what it looks like. But it includes the sharp edge tool, which I'm showing you, plus the verdict, which again is going to be part of the VIP package. You get 34% off for that. I went through this board already, and the only thing that I like was a few of them, and I already gave you one of them, which is this one. But that came from the sharp edge. Next thing I look at is the convergence tool, but you can see nothing is matching, and the only thing that shows up is that Toronto was the slight line move here, but that already reversed in the other way. And on top of that, even if they was going in their favor, you can see everything else is matching towards Boston. So this slate, again, is very shitty. The sharp plays do show that you should be looking at Toronto and the over on a strong play with a confidence level of 7.5. I'm not touching that. You guys can take a look at that if you want. Here's where the 4 hours of research turn into 15 minutes. All this research that I'm doing, like I said, I have over 100 automations, everything that's building the sharp edge, all the data sets that we have, which is like 14 different data sets, all of that stuff gets converted into this one page. From this one page, 90% of my VIP picks come from this page. So again, if you want access to this sharp edge verdict, then it's going to be 35% off. The link's in the description. This is what it looks like. So it says sharp plays verdict. It'll give you the play right there of what we're looking at. The one hitters, which I'm going to give you 2 of those right now. And then the convergence screen, as you can see, there's nothing showing up today. The verdict. Now I'm blurring this for a reason because this is a VIP package and this is what shows up. So I do have the privacy screen on right now. But obviously if you paid for this, it would be the screen would be removed and you would see all the plays. Now you got the convergence screen, the spreads screen, then we got the line movement snapshot, and then the expert play consensus. I'm going to add one more section. It's going to be my picks, which is the VIP picks, and that's going to be automatically updated whenever I post all my picks. It's going to be thrown as the section on the bottom. So now the Sharp Edge VIP is actually going to be my VIP picks as well. So you're going to get access to all of that. And again, it's going to be a super discounted rate. If you take advantage of it, there's 19 more slots. 6 people already took advantage. We got 19 more slots at this discounted rate. Once this discounted rate is gone, it's gone. All right, I'm not going to get into all the crazy details on this one, but I am going on the under. You can see the projected score is 3.5 and 4. That's 7.5. The runs is under 8.5. I actually took it at an under 8. Texas is strong with DeGrom. Ureña's ticking time bomb, but still the bullpen is decent for both teams right here. The line was at an 8.5. It's actually now at a 7.5. This thing has just not been updated, but it's already down to 7.5. You can see the sports books right now. DraftKings is saying the favorite to go under 4.5, and this is under 3.5. So if we do the math, the books are giving us these numbers as favorites to go under. So if we did the math again, it's 7 points total. Okay, that's literally what the sports books are telling us. Now, if we look very quickly here, DeGrom and Ureña, these numbers are very decent. This guy's an A-grade pitcher. This guy's a C-grade pitcher. Bullpen is very decent. The one risk right here is the ERA. You can see in the last 3 days for the bullpen for the Angels, which I showed you they suck. So that is one of the things that does suck about this play. But the reason I am still taking it is because of this. If we go to the OPS rank, what this means is that on-base percentage is straight trash. Both of these teams barely even get on base. They're literally the worst bottom 5 teams with number 26 and number 28. Both of these teams suck to get on base. Okay, so that's what matters. If they suck to get on base and they're going against somewhat decent pitchers here, especially with DeGrom, that's what this makes this under very, very strong. So the second play I'm giving you guys is the Angels and the Texas Rangers under 8. Now this one I'm not going to talk about too crazy, but I am going to give you the players that I'm looking at. We got Alex Bregman to get a hit. I'm not touching that one. Pete Crow Armstrong to get a hit. I'm not touching that one because of the road condition here. And then you got Cedin Rafaela. He's got the road condition here. But I still like it overall because he's seen this pitcher 3 different times, and he's gotten 2 hits. On top of that, all these other numbers make sense. So I'm taking 1 hit on Cedin Rafaela from Boston. Andy Page has showed up. I don't like it either. On the road, he sucks over here, so I'm not touching that. And then the next one I'm giving you guys is Sal Stewart from Cincinnati. He's decent on the road. The only thing that does suck is that he does not have any information against Martin from the White Sox. And Martin is actually decent. But Sal Stewart, every time I've taken him, he's gotten a hit for us. So I do like him for today to get a hit. The last one here is Suzuki. Again, he does not have no batter versus pitcher data, but I do like this overall. So the 3 players I'm giving you guys is Suzuki from the Cubs, Sal Stewart from the Reds, and Cedin Rafaela from the Boston Red Sox. Now, very quickly, guys, let me just give you a breakdown of exactly what I said. The first play is going to be the Guardians and the Tigers. No run first inning on the NRFI. Second play is going to be the Texas Rangers and the Angels on the under 8 total runs. And the last 3 is going to be 1 hits. It's going to be Cedin Rafaela from the Red Sox, Sal Stewart from the Reds, and Suzuki from the Cubs. All 3 of those guys to get 1 hit. You can parlay them 2-piece together, whatever you want to do. I'm doing them straight up. The odds are not that crazy today, so I'm taking them straight up to get 1 hit. All right, guys, thank you so much, man. From the bottom of my heart, appreciate you guys. We got to 5,000 subscribers. Now let's get to 10. Thank you so much. Make sure to take a second, go to subscribe. Also, make sure you like, make sure you comment, and check out the pinned comment so you can get access to the VIP Sharp Edge. And that's going to give you the verdict, which is going to give you all the plays. And literally, man, if you take a look at this 1 page every day, you're saving yourself hours of research. So check that out for sure. Thank you guys so much, man. Let's have a great day.